I like to give all praise and honor and glory to our Lord, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shah. Call halal Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah. I like to give double honor to my elders, the elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth. I like to say salutation, peace, and blessing to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Labakarium, Shah, Yasharallah. This is Ainar. Coming back at you with a quick hit. This is just some information about what's going on in Israel right now. This is Joel, the book of Joel 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. See that? Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And this is what's happening. All these nations are now sticking their chests out because they have these weapons. You know, this is going to be nuclear. So these guys are saying, I'm strong. 11th verse. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. 12th verse. Let the heathen, this is the actual heathen. This is not the heathen of Israel. This is the actual heathen. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Now we want to focus on that 12th verse right there. The valley of Jehoshaphat. I'm going to show you something here. So it says, let's go into the Hebrew word for Jehoshaphat in the blue letter, which is Yahweh Shaphat. Okay. As you can see here, this is Jehoshaphat.
Strong's H 3092. Yehoshaphat. Yehoshaphat.
It's Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh has judged. So this matter has already been judged. Okay? Let's find out the location. Symbolic name of a valley near Jerusalem. So this is a valley near Jerusalem, which is the place of ultimate judgment. That's why you got to keep your eyes on the Middle East right now, because it's going to spark off from down there in Israel. It's the ultimate place of judgment. Maybe the deep ravine which separates Jerusalem from the Mount of Olives, through which the Kidron flowed. That's where the river is. So the nations are gathering up down there in the valley. Now let's get into this report here.
Israel targets military positions near Homs. Syria's air defenses react with force. The Israeli regime stages an aerial strike against the military positions lying in the countryside of Syria's western city of Homs, prompting Syria to bring down most of the incoming missiles. The official Syrian Arab news agency said the attack targeted the positions in the early hours of Thursday. The Syrian defenses intercepted most of the missiles before they reached their desired targets, it added. Further details concerning the circumstances that surrounded the attack are yet to be made available by Syria's official sources. This is the third time in a row that the occupying regime tries to strike targets within the Arab country in the space of just 1 week. On Tuesday, Syria's air defenses shot down 7 out of 8 missiles that had been launched by Israeli warplanes during an aggression targeting the northwestern Syrian province of Aleppo. And a day earlier, the Syrian military similarly intercepted several missiles that had been fired during Israeli airstrikes against the same province. Syria and the Israeli regime are technically at war due to the latter's 1967 present occupation of the Arab country's Golan Heights. The Israeli regime maintains a significant military presence in the territory, which it uses as a launchpad for its attacks on the Syrian soil. Tel Aviv claims that its attacks target alleged supplies that are headed for the Lebanese resistance movement of Hezbollah. On countless occasions, though, the strikes have targeted the reinforcement belonging to Syria's military and its allies.
Okay, so as you can see, this is what the news is not reporting. So they're keeping all this from us off mainstream media because they're going to sneak this up on us. But the watchers, you know, we out here to report this and keep everybody up to part of what's happening. This is Revelations. Yeah. Revelation 16, verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Armageddon. This is the Greek for Armageddon. You're going to find out that location also.
Strong's G 717. Harmageddon. Harmageddon.
Armageddon, which is the hill or city of Megiddo. Now, where was the city of Megiddo? Let's see. Let's go to the dictionary for the city of Megiddo. This was located down. Oh, let me Salakia for a second. It says the scene of the struggle of good and evil is suggested by that battle plain in Extralam, Salakia, which was famous for two great victories of Barak over the Canaanites. This was a scene down in Israel. Okay, it had also the deaths of Saul and Josiah took place there. Hence, in Revelation, a place of great slaughter, the scene of a terrible retribution upon the wicked. Translated, Megiddo, named Hill. So this is another place, Armageddon, located down there in the Middle East. So we got to stay watching. We got to stay awake. We got to stay prepared, you know, as much as possible for what's going on. They're not telling us, you know, so we got to do our due diligence because you don't want to be caught off guard. Let me just get this here. This is the book of Luke. Let's see here. 1 second. This is Luke. Let's go to Luke 12. Let's go to 18. Let's see what that says. Okay. Salakia for the pause. Okay. This is Luke 12. I'm starting from 41. Then Peter said unto him, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us, or even to all? And the Lord said, Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. But and if that servant say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the manservants and maidservants, and to eat and drink, and be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. I'll stand on point. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. See that? So that servant that didn't prepare, that knew his Lord's will and didn't prepare himself, you should be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew and did not commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whosoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. So we got to stay on point. You know, we got to do what we need to do, because this season is approaching. This hour is at hand. This third world war will quickly become nuclear. Yahabashim Yahshua, Brakatah. Blessings to the hopeful elect out there. Shalom.